Hello, my name is Renata from Tscharner, and I'm the founder and president of the Charles River Conservancy, and we're going to talk about those wonderful parklands along the Charles River. And we're going to do that with a playful, fun-loving person. Mitch Zeisler is here with me. He is the founder and visionary of Knucklebones. Knucklebones, a wonderful name and a wonderful organization. And we're going to talk about what's going to happen along the parklands every Sunday afternoon from June 17th to September 30th. Something really fun is going to happen on the parklands between the Welt Boathouse at Weeksbridge and beyond down the river that you can go to when Memorial Drive is closed to have fun in the parklands. And this is what is called the Sunday Parkland Games, organized by the Charles River Conservancy together with the Conservation Department of the DCR. So, Mitch, welcome to the program.
Thank you, Renata.
It's wonderful to have you on the program, and it's wonderful working with you and Knucklebones to bring fun and games and play to the parklands. So I'd like you to tell us how did Knucklebones start? What do you do when you are not on the parklands providing fun for families?
Great question. How did Knucklebones start? I used to be a school teacher, and then every summer I was the athletic director of summer camps. There was one particular summer where a parent had turned around and asked me to provide the same games at summer camp for her daughter's birthday party. And that's how Knucklebones started. So we went to birthday parties for about a year, and then before you know it, we were going to child cares, rec departments, corporate events, nursing homes, and providing the same sort of athletic programming depending upon the needs of our clients.
Yeah.
And then it wasn't too far after that we started asking where we're getting these products from, because they're very unique products. So we started getting relationships with manufacturers and understanding about where these products were coming from, and we decided to open up a store.
All right, well, let's go and look at some of these things. I remember, I think I saw you first in action. That was part of Swiss Next when we had a beach party along the Charles River.
That was a while ago.
We were celebrating the fact that swimming in the Charles is going to get possible. And so you added a lot of joy to all the people there at the party, and it was a great event. And I thought, well, we better start working together. But let's look at the location of where that is going to be. Well, I kind of need to, yes, here we go. So here is a map of where the parklands are going to be. So you see Cambridge on the northern shore of Charles River, and then this red square shows where the parklands are going to be. They're within walking distance of the T. So, and from Harvard Square, it will be very easy. Just walk down JFK Street, and there you are at the parklands. Here's an artistic rendering of where those parklands will be between the Welt Boathouse and the Weeksbridge. So that's where these games are going to be. So, Mitch, tell us a bit more about the various things that are going to happen on those parklands.
Very good. Of course, we're providing a lot of different activities for ages 2 to 99. So it's a lot of different activities. Your common things like jump ropes and hula hoops, and maybe some bocce, but a lot of backyard games, things we probably did in college or before the Patriots play. So
not organized sports. It's really very, you call it backyard games.
Well, we're calling it the ACE program, Athletic Community Event, where it's a whole bunch of independently manipulated games. And that way a lot of people can participate at their own pace. Yeah. And you don't need big groups for it. And
you don't need to know the rules of complicated games. Anybody can come in and do anything.
And that's what makes it so enjoyable. It's all for the love of play. And as long as people are having fun and being entertained by it. And there's nothing better when you take a game that's meant for adults and you have 2-year-olds and 3-year-olds who are actually climbing on the game or misusing it, if you will, in a way. That just they get self-enjoyment out of it.
Yeah. And as we all read in the papers extensively, is with the big problem of growing obesity among children as well as adults. This is a way of just having fun, and you don't think, oh, I'm fighting obesity or I'm trying to lose weight. You're just out there having fun, and I think that's what the secret of your success is.
It is, and it's not using whistles, it's not yelling, it's just having a good time and enjoying itself.
Yeah. And So you might have seen that sign in the past. That's the sign at Memorial Drive, which is closed on Sunday for cars. So you can actually bicycle to those parklands, and then you will see all kind of games. So tell us a little bit about the games. What are people playing here?
Well, this here is ladder ball, otherwise known as hillbilly golf, and it's a fantastic game. We're using golf balls to try to ring them around the rung of what looks like that ladder. So we'll have plenty of those games, but should I talk about some unique things that we're having this summer?
Oh, but well, there is one thing coming up here.
We can describe that one. That's some lawn tennis. We'll have lawn tennis. We'll have frisbee golf courses. We'll have tetherball. We'll have basketball, some soccer, some hockey sticks, frisbees, scoop catch, many different things to allow everybody, successful play and safe play, of course.
Yeah, and you have here something that I'm very intrigued because I have not seen it in action.
I would like to see who in the audience right now can tell me what this is, because it's not necessarily an American sport. As a matter of fact, it was invented in Israel, and it's called a gaga pit.
And do you know why it's called the gaga pit?
I can tell you why. I can tell you why it's not called a gaga. It's not named after Lady Gaga. That's for sure. No.
All right.
I don't know why it's called a gaga pit. I don't know what that means. I guess I should look it up. But the idea being with this game is that you can fit as many people as you want inside this pit.
All right. So we see about the size. So about how many adults could fit in here?
Well, this is an octagon. And so if you can kind of size it out with our little model there, you could probably fit at least 5 adults per side. Okay. So at least 40 adults, we'll say.
Oh la la. All right.
Oh yeah. They're on the inside. They hold on with one hand, and you have a ball. And you throw it up in the middle. And
how big is the ball?
It's your typical kickball size.
All right, I'm not sure what that means.
I don't know.
A grapefruit?
Larger than a grapefruit. A volleyball. A basketball.
A basketball. I know what that is. All right.
And so it gets thrown up in the middle 3 times, and it lands. And each time it lands, say ga. Ga, ga, ga. Everybody releases their hands from the wall, and then the objective is to use your hands and try to hit somebody in the legs from the knee down with the ball. Once you're hitting the legs, you pop back over the fence and you wait until the round is over.
And you're out of the game.
You're out of the game.
And so then the next pop of the ball comes until everybody's eliminated.
Until everybody's eliminated. And
so
it goes
it's everybody
real quick.
Against everybody?
Exactly. You may have some alliances. We don't encourage it, but it could happen. But you'll never have the same winner after each round. And a round could, maybe at most, take 5 minutes. So it's great.
Yeah. And then in case you have kids, you can pack in more people?
Yes, but I want to make it clear. You're just about to say you could put the children in. Now, it's not a retainer for young children who are under the age of 2 to keep them safe. That's for sure. So it's really for, I would think, anywhere from, we've had 4-year-olds in there who play with adults. So
you can be a different size and play with each other.
And you'll find once the children are in there with the adults, the adults tend to play down a little bit. So you'll see more often than not the children having more success than the adults. Yeah, children can move a little bit more faster than the adults too.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea.
Yes.
So so that will be placed close to the Welt Boathouse. As you come down from Harvard Square down JFK Street, you can see it there.
It would be fantastic because as you're coming down JFK Street, crossing through a memorial, and you see this big old gaga pit with everybody in there, people would want to come over and see what's going on. So who knows who's going to jump in there?
Yeah, that sounds like a great proposal. Now, something that is also very unusual about your toys and about Sunday games is you bring a lot of things. So you see here, 20 balls, and you have bags there, but the great thing is that many of these things come in different sizes that are just right for kids of all ages.
Yeah.
So where you mentioned earlier that you buy these things specially, because that's not something you can easily find in a normal toy store.
Yeah, it's not just found in your normal toy store, but it's certainly not found in your big box stores like a Toys R Us or a BJ's. So we go to each year, as you know, every industry has their big major event for the industry. Well, the toy industry has Toy Fair, and it's in New York City every year. We go down there, meet the manufacturers, find the latest products, get those relationships going with those manufacturers, and we buy their products and use them in our company. So we have things that people don't even know about.
Now, I remember we had an event together. I think it was part of a Conservancy volunteer event, which we have about 2,000 volunteers a year that do landscaping. And so the volunteers worked in the morning, and then they had lunch. I think it was co-sponsored with REI,
Yes.
with whom we're doing a lot of
they're great.
events together. And we're going to have another event with them on the 28th of July.
Yep, the Family Camping Festival.
A family camping event. And so then in the afternoon, you engage these college grads in all kind of fun games.
Oh, yeah.
And what was amazing is you just had some colorful hoops, and you put them together, and you established some rules. You figured out, oh, there are 10 people here, oh, now there are 20 people, now there are 30 people. So you just adjusted to it, the game and the sizes. It was amazing of how flexible that was.
Yeah, that's the thing, is because we've been working with the ages of basically infants to 99 for so many years, you can take the same games you do with 2-year-olds and change them, adapt them to people in their 20s, 30s, 40s. It doesn't matter. Yeah.
And you normally come with about 3 people to the Parklands, and you out there playing with them. You're having fun of it too.
It's controlled chaos to a T. Yeah, I mean, because we're getting hundreds, as you know, hundreds of people coming to these events, and hopefully you all will be at these events too. And the idea being, you just can't control everything or manage everybody, so we just pick up after everybody and bring the materials back to their original spot.
Yeah, and let's look at some other of these images here. You bring a lot of these hoops, and they have so many different functions. I wonder when the hula hoop first came into fashion. That was probably
I don't know that.
in the 50s. That was before your time. But I remember there were big competitions, and what I learned is that the heavier the ring is, the easier it is.
Yes.
And so these are quite light for kids. So for an adult, that's quite a challenge.
Yes, for the kids, as you can see with that girl, she's got 3 hoops on there, so it's pretty easy. The mom is attempting 2 there, and I don't know if she was successful, but yes, they are a little bit light, but the point is that you have children and adults using them together, and there's nothing better to see than a daughter and her mother using the same kind of products.
Yeah. Now, also on the floor there to the left, explain what's in the bucket there.
In the bucket, that's scoop catch. It's something we've all done in later elementary school, definitely middle school. And it's kind of like highlight, but you're just throwing it between 2 people or 3 people or 5. We bring about 20 scoops each time, so it gets pretty gnarly.
Yeah. And so so in the course of the few hours, it's between 2 and 5.
Yeah.
With yoga at 4. And so a family, they can wander from game to game, and they can experience how many different games do you think you will have? I would think about 15 different games or 20 different games.
Keep going.
More.
Oh yeah, we have well over 40 different activities that we're bringing.
Wow.
And now we've talked about the gaga pit, but remember, we've got a slack line.
Oh, tell us about the slackline. It's not that I'm going to get onto one, but aren't they going to do?
Of course you will. We know how courageous you are.
Aren't they going to have a line over the falls, Niagara Falls?
Oh, I don't know.
I just heard that in the news.
Oh, that's the Great Walenda, right? Or that family who does the tightrope walking.
Tightrope walk, yes. But tell us about. These are not tight lines. These are slack lines.
Slack lines, traditionally used for rock climbing. If any of you saw the Super Bowl this past year with Madonna, there was a given slack line in the background, and that was the person jumping up and down behind Madonna at the halftime show. So we've got a relationship with that company, Given Slack Lines, and we've got about 12 slack lines that we're going to be slacklining between the trees along the Charles River.
Wow. So a slack line is, unless a tightrope, which already is hard enough, but the slack line also moves side to side.
Exactly. Well, it's called a slack line because rock climbers would use it after you've hammered into the rock surface. If your pin happens to come out, you're going to fall. Right, so instead of getting the whiplash, they have slack lines. That's actually where this came from, as a slack line. So it's got a lot of play to it. So you can bounce up and down on it. We actually went to a competition not too long ago, the Heinz Convention Center, and it was a slackline competition. They were doing flips on these things,
Ah.
not just forward but backward as well.
So that means you might just come as a spectator because there's going to be a lot of action there.
We do bring all the games, but not many of us do participate in everything. So I'm not even sure if I'll get on the slack line. I don't quite have that coordination. I never was a skateboarder.
All right. Well, of course, that brings us to the skate park that we're building, and we are very excited because the skate park, we're going to break ground this year. It's going to open next year, so there will be another activity. Because that's what the mission is of the Charles River Conservancy, to make the parklands active, attractive, accessible to everybody. And the Sunday Parkland Games and Knucklebones are a very important component of that. But there are many other components. The Hubway bikes, they're coming to Cambridge. They're already in Boston, along at several spots along the Charles River. One of the easiest places for people in Cambridge to pick them up is at the Red Line, the MGH line. There's one right across the street as you go up to the bridge that goes over to the Esplanade. So you can pick up a bike there. You can bicycle along the river. You can cross the river. And if you're not a member, you just pay for the hour or half hour that you use it and have fun. It's a great thing, and I can't wait to see them in Cambridge. And you have also, you bring bicycles to the parklands.
Oh, yeah.
And I think there's this, I often see parents who are struggling with children and training wheels. And I always thought training wheels, that doesn't really make sense, because the moment you take the training wheels away, you fall. So explain what bicycle you have.
Great, thanks for bringing that up. It's very important. Yeah, we do bring balance bicycles, and these are bicycles that young children starting the age of 2 could actually balance on. There are no pedals, and there's no gears, so they just use
your feet
to propel yourself. Yeah, it's fantastic. So once the children have a skill of being on that balance bicycle and they're going over curbs or running over sticks, and their feet are going backwards and they're balancing, then they go from that straight to a real bicycle. And the cool thing with that, the same size that a balance bicycle is what other bicycle companies make as a beginner bicycle. So it's a great transition to a real bicycle. So no need for the training wheels.
And of course, it's much more exercise to be on one of those bikes.
Exactly.
And you really learn the skills of balancing, I think, because I think the idea of a training wheels doesn't make sense for me.
No, not at all. No.
And Memorial Drive being closed on Sunday is the perfect spot for these bikes. So you will bring some of those also?
That and some 2-wheel scooters and 3-wheel scooters.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
And I also know that you bring those jumping animals that you can ride on.
Well, let's be clear though, they're not real animals.
Thank you.
I want people to think they're going to be riding on a horse, but they're roadies.
Roadies, you call them.
Many parents know what roadies are, and they're hoppers or bouncers. It's an inflatable little pony horse that a lot of children do have, and they can hop around on it. We also have the giant hoppers for adults. So we can get all the adults hopping around, and we'll bring 20 of those, and you can imagine all the adults hopping around. And it's just great. It's the old school one that you hold it between your legs and you hop on it.
Yeah. And so here we looked at those, and here there's also a lot of hockey is being played there. There are goals for how do you call that hockey? Is that
just
hockey?
lawn hockey.
Lawn hockey.
And you see, which is really nice about this particular picture, is you see the mom there with her backpack on and the one daughter in the white shirt. We don't know if that other daughter in the green is another daughter or not, but she's got her bike helmet on. So obviously, Renata, what we're seeing is that people are not really intending to come to play at the Sunday Parkland Games, but they're on Memorial Drive, taking advantage of it being closed on Sundays, and they're seeing the activity and stopping.
They just stop.
It's fantastic.
And here this a ball on a string. I love that. So
what is that called, Renata?
Well, a tetherball.
There you go.
Hey,
ball on it.
Gosh, thank you for my linguistic challenges. It's always hard, but I love tetherball, and that also exists for tennis. We had some tennis.
Tether tennis.
Yeah,
and we have more of those this year, so we'll have a nice array of those.
Yeah. So here are more games. Now, You have a store where you sell all these things.
Yes.
And let's go inside that store. And there we have, is that what you call a scooter?
No, well, it's a type. That's a plasma car.
A plasma car.
Plasma.
Right.
Kind of like the idea you're talking about with the balance bicycle. Same thing with this. The children use their own energy to make it move by twisting the wheel.
Yeah.
It's really nice.
Yeah. And so on the day I was there were maybe 4 or 5 families, and the parents chatted, the children had fun. It was a wonderful atmosphere. They just come there and hang out and explore different toys.
Well, that's the thing that's made it such a unique ambiance, is that it's turned into more than just a testing facility, test out the products before you buy them. It's turned itself into a play space.
Yeah.
Where now parents are talking, they're congregating, they're playing with their children. Younger children are modeling older children and achieving success with things at an earlier age. They're learning social skills. And everybody's having a great time. It's a destination.
Yeah, you also work with daycare centers.
Oh my, yeah. Yes. We go to over 30 child cares a month, and rec departments. That's what we really do. We go to clients and play. So
when you go to a child care center or rec department, you bring your toys, and it's kind of a special event, or
if it's a child care, they want gross motor or fine motor. If it's a rec department, they're going to want certain programming like lacrosse or tennis or soccer. Corporate event wants team building, and a nursing home wants just some fun athletic games to get people moving.
In a nursing home. So what do you do in nursing homes?
We get the elders to move.
Wow, and laughing.
Oh, that's the most important thing, because we're doing the same thing with the elders as we're doing with the toddlers. And we're getting the elders laughing, and that's the most thing, the things they need the most is to laugh and feel good about themselves.
And make a fool of yourself occasionally. I don't think you want the seniors to fall, but just having fun and the playfulness.
Oh yeah, that's exactly it. We're not using whistles, we're not yelling, and we just want to have as much fun as they. So it's great for everybody.
Yeah, you have some. I can imagine you have some games where you throw a bag. What do you call that?
Throw a bag.
You have little bags and you
bean bags.
Bean bags. Yes.
Oh yeah, bago. Or cornhole.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great game. Not too good for the seniors though. It's a lot of bending.
Okay.
But it's a great game for those who just want to just try to, eye-hand coordination, get that beanbag in, and it's a great game.
Yeah, yeah. So let's look at some of the other activities there. There's this wonderful climbing structure that was heavily used, and then the pit with all the balls in there. That was very popular. The kids kind of getting lost in there.
Well, that's the great thing about our store, is that we provide programming inside for ages from infants to age 4. So whether you're an infant or 4-year-old, you have the opportunity to use anything you want.
And you even have kind of running machines here, which is wonderful. Kids seem to love them because you have to create your own movement. They don't move for you.
Do. And children don't realize they're getting the exercise. And so she's on an elliptical right now. And she was on it for a good 5 minutes, and we're not calorie counting, but she's getting fit. But we'll also be having these at the Sunday Parkland Games too. Yeah, yeah.
And you have wonderful umbrellas that you will bring also to the Parklands, so that either for parents be under the shade.
Yes. And not that our lighting was too strong that particular day, but it's the idea being that we do have these shade umbrellas, and we have 2 different colors, and we're going to have these available on the Sunday Parkland Games for people to get some shade.
Yeah. And there is going to be yoga at 4 o'clock, and it's provided by Karma. And they will bring instructors. There will be mats, but if you have your own, come. This is a beautiful spot looking down the river. It's near the Weeks Bridge, and everybody is welcome to participate. As you can see, some of them are more advanced, some are beginners, but everybody will be welcome. So these are the Sunday Parkland Games from June 17th to September 30th. So come and join us. And if you want to know more about Knucklebones, here we go. And Mitch, thank you for coming. And
thank you.
Thank you for the wonderful work you do. And we also want to acknowledge the people who help us put together the games. Harvard Business School, Cambridge Trust Company, also Cambridge Savings Bank and Eastern Bank. And we're going to have naked
Don't
What do
get
you call
stuck
it?
on that word.
Naked Juice, is it?
Naked Juice.
Oh gosh,
Yes,
I got that right. All
we're partnering
right.
with Naked Juice this summer, and they're going to be at many of the Sunday Parkland Games, providing free juices to everybody.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
And if you want to find out more about the Charles River Conservancy, what else we do, about our advocacy for active living along the parks, for maintenance, join us here. Thank you.
One minute of knowledge for you. Using